Hey. All right, peace, fam. It's Brother Gab. About to chop it up with Brother Chaos. Chaos Rain. Current events, time of day. Shout out to Catering to the Culture and the other three. Y'all do me a favor and hit the like button on the way in if we're already friends. Um, and give me a few minutes. And what I want to do, in fact, I just did this, but I'm gonna do it again. I have a cut that I'm gonna play. It's by my big bro, Brother Rob. It's a collab with the brother, and the name of it is Diamonds in the Rough. And I want y'all to hear it. And so I'm about to share screens with you one time. And while I wait on Brother Chaos, this will be like an introduction song for y'all. I just played it on my last live just now, but I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna run it back. And this is once again, it's Brother Rob on YouTube. Y'all see him in the chat room sometimes. So let my slow behind go ahead and get to the daggone place where I can share my screen. And we'll be doing just fine. Okay, here we go. All right. Again, Brother Rob, Diamonds in the Rough.
It's a conspiracy cause we labeled as rotten niggas. We portrayed as crackheads, hookers, and cotton pickers. Say we nothing but athletes, entertainers, and drug dealers. Then we make it worse, calling ourselves thug niggas. Our families toe up from the floor. Most of us grow up with pops that don't even know us. We the poets in our own hoods, we don't know nothing. With no education, can't even get a loan or nothing. So we resort to selling packs, raps, and tracks, trying to make something out of nothing. How you loving that? We need more of our own businesses and jobs. Let it give us something to do, besides kicking it with the mob. And with more income, there'll be less people getting robbed, and less dope fiends and funerals and buying moms, and living in the murder capital of the world. This is inspiration to all my little black girls. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearl. My strong black brothers, my precious black girl. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearl. My strong black brothers, my precious black girl. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world. After careful evaluation, this is the realization. We need more love and meaningful communication. A house can't stand if it's split at the foundation. Being your brothers, keeping the first step to unification. Institutional racism and economic segregation and all the negative energy associated with paper chasing. Gotta take that same energy, use it to heal a nation. You and I versus all, gotta be everyday conversation. Gotta take responsibility, gotta make it happen. Cass is waiting on that push from Reverend Jesse Jackson and Farrakhan, please unite us. Where's our determination? Take the first step to straighten out our situation. Some of the problems we face stem from self-hatred, and videos got our own sisters half naked. To be in rotation on some television station, positive energy activates constant elevation. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearl. My strong black brothers, my precious black girl. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearl. My strong black brothers, my precious black girl. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world. What we gotta do to make the situation better. First, we need more education so we can get more cheddar. We gotta build each other up instead of tearing each other down. Gotta give each other a reason to smile instead of frown. Gotta raise the shorties so they know they got hope. More ways to get rich, to rap and hooping and selling dope. We diamonds in the rough, but that's okay. We just need inspiration to see some brighter days. I know and realize, really no surprise. I feel how you feel, no one can see it through your eyes. Keep your head to the sky. My people from the ghetto, when you said you couldn't make it, you held on and stayed strong. Coming up even though we didn't have much dough. Made something out of nothing just to come up. Though our shorties need hope. I just face the deal. Wanna see them doing well and staying out of jail. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearl. My strong black brothers, my precious black girl. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearl. My strong black brothers, my precious black girl. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world.
1 second, fam. I'll be right with you. I'm setting up for Chaos Rain. About to send him the link. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna run that video back. That's by Brother Rob. Great positive music, the music that we need to hear from. More of it. I'm going to run this back. I'm gonna take liberties. Shout out to Brother Moses and Top Topaz Star, catering to the culture, Soul Elimination. I want to thank y'all for being in the chat room. I will be right back. Enjoy the sounds again. This is Brother Rob. Hopefully he'll be in the chat room again and he can drop a link to this video if it's okay. I won't drop it because it's his material. However, he did give me permission to use it just a while ago. Listen to the sounds again, fam. Peace.
It's a conspiracy cause we labeled as rotten niggas. We portrayed as crackheads, hookers, and cotton pickers. Say we nothing but athletes, entertainers, and drug dealers. Then we make it worse, calling ourselves thug niggas. Our families toe up from the floor. Most of us grow up with pops that don't even know us. We the poets in our own hoods, we don't know nothing. With no education, can't even get a loan or nothing. So we resort to selling packs, raps, and tracks, trying to make something out of nothing. Now you loving that. We need more of our own businesses and jobs. Let it give us something to do, besides kicking it with the mob. And with more income, there'll be less people getting robbed, and less dope fiends and funerals and by moms. And living in the murder capital of the world, this is inspiration to all my little black girls. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearls. My strong black brothers, my precious black girls. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearls. My strong black brothers, my precious black girls. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world. After careful evaluation, this is the realization. We need more love and meaningful communication. A house can't stand if it's split at the foundation. Being your brothers, keeping the first step to unification. Institutional racism and economic segregation and all the negative energy associated with paper chasing. Gotta take that same energy, use it to heal a nation. You and I versus all, gotta be everyday conversation. Gotta take responsibility, gotta make it happen. Cass is waiting on that push from Reverend Jesse Jackson and Farrakhan, please unite us. Where's our determination? Take the first step to straighten out our situation. Some of the problems we facing stem from self-hatred, and videos got our own sisters half naked. To be in rotation on some television station, positive energy activates constant elevation. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearl. My strong black brothers, my precious black girl. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearl. My strong black brothers, my precious black girl. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world. What we gotta do to make the situation better. First, we need more education so we can get more cheddar. We gotta build each other up instead of tearing each other down. Gotta give each other a reason to smile instead of frown. Gotta raise the shorties so they know they got hope. More ways to get rich, to rap and hoop and selling dope. We diamonds in the rough. That's okay. We just need inspiration to see some bright days. I know and realize, really no surprise. I feel how you feel, no one can see it through your eyes. Keep your head to the sky. My people from the ghetto, when you said you couldn't make it, you held on and stayed strong. Coming up even though we didn't have much, though. We made something out of nothing just to come up, though. Our shorties need hope. I just face the tale. Wanna see him doing well and staying out of jail. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearl. My strong black brothers, my precious black girl. This is dedicated to you, the future of the world. Dedicated to you, the future of the world. My diamond in the rough, my little black pearl. My strong black brothers, my precious black girl. This is dedicated to you.
So I hope y'all are definitely edified by that good rap music. That's what I call good rap music. And there it is. There are the credits. Okay. Bruh, Rob goes by one of these names somewhere in here. I'm not sure which one he is. But the vocals, he's one of those artists right there. All right. And let me stop sharing. Put it back on me. I'm going to get the link out to Brother Chaos like I said I would. When I was sharing the screen for whatever reason, the thing didn't pop up. The thing, y'all. Shout out and assalamu alaikum to Asada Muhammad, Brother Art. These are people I know that are my, Muslim contemporaries. That we greet each other that way. catering to the culture. Peace be unto you. Keep doing your thing over there on your channel. Brother Moses, man, you know we got to get back and chop it up again. In fact, I got the subject for you when we bring it back to light, which I really don't want the week in the past. We were discussing religion and spirituality and the nuances in between, and what's actually going on between the religion. I'm not religious, is what a lot of people, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. And so we want to explore those nuances there. And it made for a very interesting discussion the other day. And I think it'll make for another interesting discussion. I'm moving slow because I'm gonna tell you, multitasking for me has always been a big deal. I can't chew gum and walk at the same goddamn time. Let me tell you. But it's a lot of good shit about me though, to offset some of that. A lot of good stuff up in there about Brother Gab too. Okay, I finally got my email together. My computer is interestingly slow tonight because I have a very modern computer with 12 gigabytes of RAM, a terabyte of actual hard drive space, and a Core i7 processor. This is a Intel processor. I don't know what happened today. I usually leave my machine on. Maybe I should have restarted it. But Chaos, let me make sure I'm sending it the Zoom thing his way. I'm gonna send it to him both ways in his Hangouts and by email. So the email just went, and go ahead and I sent it in the Hangout. So he should be with me in a minute. There he is. Okay, that's Chaos. Matter of fact, while y'all got him right there, go ahead and sub to the brother too. While I got you, he should go up by about 10 subs right here, because I know everybody in the chat room doesn't know him. Brother Chaos, man, has been in these YouTube streets for a minute. He's been in the manosphere for a minute, long enough to really understand what's going on. He's been around the many groups, hung out on many of BGS's panels and Obsidian's panels, and he's been over here. Lots of people has been on his channel. So what we're going to do is let me see something. Woo, man, I hate when it. Okay, that wasn't a strike, but I got a copyright claim on that joint I did before, and I'm sure they gave me one for Zoom. Yeah, I got 2 copyright claims tonight. I'm on a roll copyright. I'm on a copyright what do you call it? Roll. It's copyrights. Not strikes, but claim. Roll. I'm on a roll. Chaos, let me know if you are not having any issues. Yeah, but a copyright, matter of fact, let me show you what they send y'all, right? For the new YouTube. If you are not having any issues. All right, they must be on with me. But a copyright.
All right, hold on. Let me
that's fine. So the copyright strike.
My YouTube.
Y'all, right? Indeed. Hey, Taylor.
As you talk, I'm trying to find my code
because okay. No, go ahead, do your thing.
I'm trying to log in on my other new computer, so wait, I could share my my studio. Well, not
Okay, no, do that, and I'm gonna show them this over here real quick. You go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Let me do it. Put it on speaker view real quick, and let me share my other screen. All right. So here it is. So when you get a strike, I mean not a strike, when you get a claim, it'll say claim. If it was a strike, it would say strike. Now let me show you something about the claim real quick. Use this quick tutorial, a Gab tutorial. Okay. Really quick. All right. So they say a copyright owner using content ID claims some material in your video. This is not, it'll tell you outright, this is not a copyright strike. This claim does not affect your account status. There is either ads running on your video with revenue going to the copyright owner, or the copyright owner is receiving stats about your video's views. Okay. And then it tells you, you know, the name of the video, the name of your video that they're putting the claim on, and then the name of the song of the copyrighted content. And what that does is just let you know, hey, look here, you're not going to be monetizing this video. That money going to be going to somebody else. Has nothing to do with your super chats or, you know, of course, nothing you send to me. But if I was getting AdSense money, they're letting me know, no, you're not going to get the AdSense money. Any views you get here will be accredited to this person. The money that you would earn will be accredited to this copyright owner. Boom. Boom. How's that for a tutorial on your ass?
Mm-hmm. That is weird.
So, brother, is still getting his. Yeah, nah, you still take your time, brother Chaos.
Okay.
And because I know we're gonna chop it up on some current events somewhat. We're gonna learn something about Chaos. No, he can't come to my channel for the first time in this format, and we not introduce him a little bit to the people.
Yeah.
So we're gonna learn who Chaos is just a little bit, and then move right on into the stories that he wants to bring forward. Again, I like the brother's perspectives on things. I doubt if I have to challenge him too much on anything he has to say. And in fact, I like folks to just represent what they mean. If I have questions, I'll ask my questions. Yeah. And so let me unshare my screen. And how'd y'all like that video that I showed with Brother Rob on it, man? How did y'all like that? Give me a 1 if you heard it and liked it. If you didn't hear it, give me a 2. Give me a 1 if you heard it and appreciated it. And shout out and welcome to Jackie. Was that Jackie? I'm always not sure how to pronounce things. Okay, O'Shea didn't hear it. Okay. Yeah, it was shit. It was fire. It's the kind of rap, man, the kind of hip hop that we need to return. He was in the shower. Okay, no problem, Auntie Wanda. Over in Cali, where it's about probably like 6:45, and I'm jealous because the day was a great day on the East Coast. It's been hot most of the week over here, you know. So it is what it is. So now y'all know the difference between a copyright claim, and they let you know, look, they go into detail, like, don't worry about it. If something went wrong and the copyright owner or your system made a mistake, we have a dispute process. That type of shit is in there. You know, if there are no problems, you don't need to take any action. You don't need to delete your video. It's letting you know that. Okay. If they hit you back and the person wants you to take the shit down, they're gonna send a strike back at you. And you'll know, okay, I just got hit with a strike. Now I hope I didn't jinx myself talking about this shit. I'm trying to stop sharing that. Okay. I'm back in. Chaos, you don't drink, do you?
No, I'm not a drinker.
I was gonna offer you a drink, bro.
Nah, that's fine. All right. Yes. Let me see. How am I get around this? I'm gonna check one more thing, and then if I can't find,
No, go
we'll
ahead.
just
Go ahead.
talking now. Yeah.
Indeed, I'll continue. I'm practicing my radio skills, man. Holding it down. So, who? BMT said I drank. So let me do a poll real quick. Who drinks Jack Daniels? All right.
Can I make a suggestion? Gab, while we're waiting, I would like, depending on how many people are watching right now this stream, if we have more than 50, would be great. Okay.
Well,
As a girl, we'll repeat this during. I'm trying to decide the next book stream that I will read and present as a full stream of a particular book from Amos Wilson. I was decided either do black on black violence or the what do you call it? The falsification of consciousness. Either two books. And I want people to give a poll out of yes, that one. Yep. If you have the book, show them.
I love this.
That's
book.
one. And if you have
love this. That's one of them, and I don't have the other one. This is like
I did. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes. Now, years ago, when I got it, was it 2013? It's one of me. And that book came out in 1993, 20 years after. I read it, and that book right there says it all about when we talk about consciousness. And I was the same when people talk about we're conscious. Amos already written it and already laid out decades ago. Said you think you're conscious, but you're not conscious at all. If any person never read that book, they should read it because it will dispel the myth of what we call conscious today in the 21st century. Even before the conscious community started to take shape for the last decade and a half, conscious from his eyes, he looks at it as false. You know, there's no it exists, but how we view consciousness today, you mean, is a different perspective how he viewed it decades ago, and see where it was going back then. And Mary, there were scholars that back then. But to him as a person, because he's a psychologist major and he deals with child psychology and stuff, he had to look at our people as a whole and say, we think we're reaching levels, but really we are not reaching at all. You know? Mm-hmm. So that book right there is one an excellent read if people can get a hand of it. But like I said, I want people to give a poll. I would say if you want either one of the books, just in your comment section in the chat room, say the falsification, or you could say black and black violence. The ones that have the most, and we'll do a number at the end of this stream, that will be the book I will dedicate my time, record, and put out as a full-length video. Mm-hmm. So that way I read it first, and you could, instead of you buy the book, I advise people buy the book still, because the man that he was close with still has a store in New York. If I find the address, I'll tell you at the end of the stream. That he has all Amos Wilson's works. So if you're going to spend money on Amazon, I advise to spend money on him first before anything else. Support Black business.
Indeed. We will be doing that. Definitely support your Black businesses, man. Let me know, Chaos, before you get into your spill.
Okay.
And what if you're ready now, I want to just talk to the people about you a little bit. Is anybody else buffering in the chat room? Let me, I see Wanda is buffering. I'm having some problems here. Just let me know if anybody else is buffering. I'll put the full name of the, matter of fact, let me do this. The name of the book is called The Falsification of African Consciousness. I'm going to show you the book one more time. Mm-hmm. It's called The Falsification of African Consciousness. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find myself. Got a couple windows open. Let me turn my camera back on.
All right. So I'm probably gonna create another change my password. Why you do that? So I can open my Zoom from my other device.
No problem. So the name of this book again, fam, is the falsification of African consciousness, Eurocentric psychiatry, and the politics of white supremacy by Amos N. Wilson. And what I'm saying to you, this is a game changer. This was a major game changer. I read this years ago. I was in my 20s, I believe. And this was a game changer. I borrowed this book out. I might have borrowed it out and had to buy it again because you know how folks don't return your stuff.
Yeah, so I don't want to my books.
Yeah, I think I did that. I learned shortly after that when I wanted somebody to really have something, I just started buying people's books, man. I just bought them, like Message to the Black Man. This one, I just bought like a lot of them, honestly, and gave them out. Dr. Wesley Muhammad, me and my friend, we bought like a box of his book on the feminization of the effeminization of the black man. We definitely bought a case of those so that we could. Dr. Wesley was like, you know, hey, can you sell these for me? But I got them, and I literally Christmas gift that joint out because I wanted people to have it. You know, so that was that. A lot of books, man, that really pivotal, but that one that you mentioned was one of the serious. And I'm waiting on you, big bro. You let me know when to shut up or when to start.
Yeah. I'm ready.
All right. Shout out to BMT again. August Dream, shout out to you. Books for Moses, glad you're here. Emmanuel Briggs, I think I've seen you before. Thanks for coming back. Return. Third Degree Burns, what's going on? Did I see Art? I see Art in the building. Walaikum salam, sir. D Red, man, I can't wait to do part 2 to our discussion. Me, you, Art. I'm going to bring in, there's a couple folks I think I'm going to bring in, man, that I know make the discussion really interesting when you start talking about the nuances between religion and spirituality. We have a part 2 coming up. Let me see. John, nothing, what's going on? But that conversation I'm going to invite Art New Style. I'm going to re-invite also Malcolm Flex. I'm going to re-invite D Red. I'm going to invite AM1 as an opposer. I would like Brother Moses on the stream. I would like my man Jay Speed to be somewhere in this conversation. I would like Taz Renaissance woman from the Neutral Zone. In Renaissance is definitely going to load up on the spirit, on the religion side, but I like the way she does it. Taz is going to load up probably more. I actually don't know where he will fall, but he will bring the sort of opposition or balance necessary to have a great discussion. So these people will be invited to the discussion, and we'll see who's going to come. And there's some names that I know. Oh, I actually want Irene Yvette in that conversation. So they will get invitations to this. So be on the lookout for that. BMT will be in that lineup. And I think that's about at least 10 people I done put out there. And I'm a stop right there so that we can keep that discussion going. Got 25 people in the building. Chaos Rain is setting up something. I think something is going on with, technically with his setup. However, you will be introduced to brother really quickly here, and we're gonna introduce you to him at the least. That's at least what we're going to do. If we can get his presentation up, that just makes it better. All right. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring forth we were having a discussion about ADOS a couple times this week over on Taz's channel, which made for some pretty interesting discussion. And, we talked a little bit about separation, segregation, and integration. And we did some back and forth. Psychopatheist was there. Of course, Ren was there a couple times this week. Who else was a part of the discussion? Tonight we had Mr. Fantastic over there. Also, O'Shea Lennox was a part of our religion, and I think he was a part of that discussion as well, religion versus spirituality. Or it's really not versus. Shout out to Bronze Dip. Welcome back to the channel. I hadn't seen you in a while. Welcome. George Fraser, what up? Chaos will be with us shortly. He's helping us to get set up. But yeah, we were talking about it, and it's so much, fam, that, as one who was in the Nation of Islam many, many years ago. Thanks, Wanda. Many, many years ago. And my introduction was this book, and I know I've been through this book maybe 3 times, like straight up, like really reading it, and then been back in there, pulling out jewels for myself several other times. And one of them, this book, The Nation of Islam, began like in 1930, 1931, something like that. And so, I always got to slip something of that. That's where my consciousness, that's where I was born, fam. Consciously, I was born there. Spiritually, I had my birth with my mom and Christianity. And now my mom, she done been through Christianity and Islam. And, now she's on the spirituality side herself, So I do have some experience with these spiritual nuances. I don't have a problem with either. I think it's important for each person and each individual to know what they're saying when they say it. Now, on the question of reparations and whatnot, right? We've always believed in reparation and separation. I think the best solution for people who are having problems, led by this, is separation. Separation. For you Bible thumpers, that's what happened, in the book in time of Moses. It was separation. Separate the people. They're not getting along. Separate them out, give them land of their and territory of their own, let them live and create laws according to their own culture. Now, I know Black folks scared to death. Our history is so horrendous in dealing with people that we think as soon as we isolated, they're going to drop a bomb on us. I get it. I understand the fear. Well, we got people in the Black community that don't mind being your test dummies. At least allow them to sacrifice their lives for that experiment before you talk against separation. All right, so are you back with us, brother? All right, so he's still doing his thing. Yeah, I'm glad that you're back too, Bronze. Have you been? I'm glad you're back here. Have you been off the circuit for a minute, like altogether, or you just haven't been back over on this side of town? And I get it. No, I'm not trying to put you. I guess I did put you on the spot. I wasn't trying to. No problem, bro. Sister, people can go wherever they want, as far as I'm concerned. On YouTube and explore the things that they need to explore. Yeah. How will we separate? Well, in a land separate, a territory of separate from our own. What do you say? The reason I haven't read this yet is because I don't have my reading glasses.
Sorry about that, brother. Gab, my internet just shut off for some weird reason. And I have the Mac, and usually it don't shut off unless the internet was cut off. But I was able to get back. So,
no problem.
While my other computer, we'll start talking. As I take a pause and break, I will use my other computer to reset with the Zoom on here, and then we'll all set.
Okay.
So let's begin.
Let's talk about you. Let's talk about who
All
you
right.
are.
So everybody wants to know chaos reign. Well, before we take forward, I always got to take a step back. As you know, like any man, I'm on a journey in regards to not only finding self, but to better understand the world I live in today. Through this journey throughout my late 20s, even onto my 30s now, that I've learned that the world is not only a cruel place, but unusual. It's like an experience. Like, you know how people say they come to this.
Uh-oh. Can't hear you.
That's how I'm in this place to not only fulfill a purpose, but to live this new experience from a life or a previous life. You know. Hold on.
Say that again about the previous life.
Hold on a second. Let me just take this 1 second.
Okay, go ahead. So Wanda, you were asking the question. Shout out to Crew Reality, my dude, my big little bro. So Wanda, you were saying how will we separate? You need land. America is full of a lot of land that is not occupied. You got states with very, very low populations. You have people on the other side of the aisle that don't want to live together either because of the difficulty they seem to experience with their children trying to blend with our children at times. So the separation would take place with an initial group of folks that are not afraid to create government. We would have to decide who would be the forerunners in a territory of our own if the government so decided to say, hey, I'm tired of you motherfuckers begging. I do think it's right for y'all to have a reality of your own. We're going to negotiate to give up this territory. Now, the initial thing that always happens, man, they're going to drop a bomb. They're going to just kill everybody, you know. Well, dog, listen, we dying in the streets now. Let's die trying to build something on our own. And if we don't have, listen, for all y'all that believe in God, I'm going to go ahead and challenge you right quick. I'm challenging God, all of the gods that we say that we believe in. If we know that we were captured from somewhere and have not had a chance to start civilization on our own because we have been outgunned for the longest, and then we negotiate for the opportunity, then and we're just murdered innocently trying to build our own, then we don't have no fucking God. Okay? And if that is a God, God damn it, I don't want that type of God. So fuck it. So that's where I'm at with that. I don't want no Allah like that. I don't want no Jehovah like that. I don't want nothing like that. That means we don't have shit. Okay? So listen, that's weak ass talk anyway. Okay, we got soldiers that don't mind being the forerunner. Now I'm gonna have a difficult time because I know my wife and them ain't gonna want me over there first. So we gonna have decisions and shit to make. But we got men and women that are already mentally prepared to do this. Let the people go over there and carve a way for themselves if it comes to that point, and it will come to that point because they're going to get sick of the nuances and shit that's going on between the races. So that's it. Come on back in, bro.
Yeah, I'm here. Like, to clarify what I mean by experience, you hear people say that they feel that in one life that they live another life. You hear about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I feel every human being, whether they're conscious aware or not, that's what we're going through. You know how it's rough here in the West, we call America, as Black people, the trauma, the hardship, the oppression that we go through. This is my thing. I feel from our ancestors that fought up to this point, what I've concluded that we never really stopped fighting to get what it's not only right for us, but to put ourselves back into what we call position of dominance and power again. And the journey to get to there, by default, it's going to take work. And I think for the last, let's say, 54 years, since the mid 60s, that a lot of people, whether they like it or not, we have been very complacent and lazy to continue the work to put ourselves back to where we should be. Because the way how this world is shaping right now and how the world is expanding more globally, that they could easily now push out the black man, black woman easier now with the introduction of technology, you know? So that's how I view the world, and even give myself the title Chaos. It was it's something that I just came off the fly a couple years ago.
Mhm.
And to let everybody know, before I even do YouTube content now for months now, I think 8 months now, I was doing radio shows on another platform, what they call TRS, Talk with Solutions.
Really?
Yes, I still do shows there every weekend. And one thing, through my little experience, and mind you, when I was doing it at the time, it was during doing a free conference call at the time, I think back in 2015, December, mid or late December. And from since then, I kind of started like it a little bit. I always want to try to say, I always talk certain things, and I like to talk, whether good or bad or boring or entertaining. So I said, let me see what I could do on a internet podcast. So I took my opportunity with the help of Mr. Tyrone Thompson and started doing shows on this platform. And since of December of 2015, I remember my first broadcast. To be honest, my first broadcast, I was reading about the homosexuality piece, how
what were you reading from?
phenomenon through all races of people. I was reading from? I'm trying to remember. I think it was a man named Mr. I think Kwesi Akan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you know this dude.
I'm not certain.
Yeah, he's another man that for the community in regards to bring actual culture and bring back spirituality to how we don't really look at it. It's not something that you can just read a book. It's something that you have to really do. It's hard to explain because I'm not the right person to explain it. But that was the first episode I did in regards to there's no not only such thing, but the same with people that talk about they're homosexual. It is a very low spiritual thing. You can mess yourself up, if you continue to practice it, or engage in it. We all know how it happened, why people are engaged in it, because of there's trauma into this. And you hear a lot of most people that say they about that because a lot of them have been molested at a young age.
Yes, sir.
So and a lot of people don't really look at that, but these people that had it or said they're gay and stuff, they never were healed, because we don't have like facilities, counsel, real people to sit and talk, get them back, not only physically, but spiritually right. Okay, it's hard to get the mind right without getting the spirit, because your spirit is compromised through that trauma. And you need a serious cleansing. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And that takes time.
Indeed.
So I'm not losing people. So that was the first broadcast I did back in 2015. And from there, when the Blog Talk Radio started coming back and running on TRS, I started doing shows more. I think I usually do like 1 or 2 shows a week, maybe one. And usually it started off during a weekday. Then I started doing some on the weekend. And I mix around a little bit with shows and the times I do it. And through that, I started to develop my, my comfort level. You know what I'm saying? And, somewhat my radio skill, which is still ongoing process after now going on 3.5 years, going on 4 years. You think I always get it, but, with this saying, it takes time until you get it. Like you feel real comfortable in yourself. It's not an easy journey, doing things on a podcast where you have the opportunity to speak to not only hundreds, but thousands or millions of people through the internet.
Right.
It's process,
Indeed.
So, that was my journey into radio. And throughout that journey for the first few years, I had some very excellent shows, and I had some subpar shows, and I have some shows that, some people hate my ass,
Why they hate you, dog?
Well, I attack the narrative. That's the one thing they hate me, because I'm attacking what they believe is normal, That's me. That's what I'm picking,
Indeed.
Yeah.
So where are you from? What part of the States?
I'm originally from New England, Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Around the Boston, Mass, the New England area.
Indeed.
I'm originally from here. One of the things that like my own experience, and I tell people this, I mostly are around mostly Black people all my life, and up here in New England, we have a mixed culture, mostly white, obviously, and some Spanish, Latino, but mostly me. My upbringings were more around Black people, around Black areas and stuff, So when these dudes, when they talking about, they're leaving the community and all stuff, I get you, but it's like I just don't see my comfort with other mixed groups like that, because I know a little bit too much, and it's like, what do I have in common with the next person that's not part of my race?
Right.
That's the one question every person asks, unless you've been groomed around them and you have friends with them, I might understand that. But overall, I'm mostly been around Black people most of my life. I'm saying? Maybe a few Hispanics, but mostly Black people I've been around with through my development in life.
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that is somewhat the background for now. The one thing I would tell people, even if they decide to entertain my channel, that you're going to get a different experience. You're not going to get what is normally expected. Sometimes I will put out certain things that might not be entertaining. It might not to your liking. It might be controversial. It might be what we call educational. But at the end of it, when I made the conscious decision to say, what do I really want out of this? If I'm venturing this YouTube world, I'm trying to leave at least a presence of information enough so people have something to fall back on while it still exists on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And I have it spread out on other platforms now. I'm surely pushing some of my material on other platforms just for the content to somewhat grow. Because one thing I've learned with YouTube does have a thing, because they're moving a different direction where they're trying to be more television wise. So what they are doing now, they're going to eventually start push up anybody that's pushing out information or any content that's not to liking of people that have a thinking people, or that wants to look for a balance through these internet. Have a choice, They should not be choosing that say, I rather, watch Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, the typical Negro shit, on TV. They should have the opportunity to say, let me type up how to program. There we go. Or let me find some about history of Black people. Let's say something deal with consciousness. Oh, the falsification of consciousness. Let me listen to that. Huh, interesting. Or about our people in America were just taking it during slavery, or they put resistance, which we would call revolt. There's a book out that I'm doing a reading series called Negro Slave Revolts by Albert Habercurdy, I think that's his name. And that was the next series I'm doing now. I just did one stream yesterday. I can't post a link right now, but people can find my channel.
Is this the straight is this a straight reading of a book? Like
it's subpart. It's breaking out into sections because the book is over 500 pages. So when I start out of it, I cut it in half in a chapter. So that way, once I finish, it's gonna be like a series, a playlist.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like one set, because it's more than 200 pages. Now, if it's under 200 pages, usually I could do a whole set. You get me? Not just like a broadcast, but just a recording and put it on video for shorter on the average, But anything lengthier, it can't. No, it won't. It's gonna be a long ass YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chaos Rain that you hear talking. The brother is going to be, he's chopping it up with us right now about his overall path and mission in social media to get, certain kind of conscious information over to us. And I just dropped a link to his channel. I advise you to subscribe, and I'm letting you know that the brother is dynamic. If he was not, I wouldn't have had him as the guest. So definitely log into him, give him a shot, sub to him for a bit. And I'm pretty sure you won't be that you won't be disappointed. So brother, for tonight, because I know our time is somewhat limited, at least
Yes.
on my end, I know you came to bring a specific. Okay, thanks, Wanda. She's already subscribed to you.
Yeah, Auntie Wanda's already subscribed. She's been subscribed already.
Indeed. I like Auntie Wanda. What she's beginning to bring to the net as well. So, in terms of what you came to bring, I know some specific things you wanted to drop. Let's at least get through. Let's see what we can get through in terms of current events or whatever it is.
Okay, one of the things that everybody knowing and they've been talking about lately is the Jay-Z situation. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it.
Sure, I am.
My views, and it goes back to one of our greats, Malcolm X. He said it best about the worshiping and the rise of celebrities back in, I think, the mid-'60s, before he transitioned.
Yes, sir.
Okay, anybody remember that? Remember that lecture? I can't really go into detail, but I remember he had a full lecture on that.
Indeed, he did.
So now what you're seeing is the result of what's been left out and revealed in the past, brought to you now in the present and going on to the future, to where it's going. What Jay-Z doing, he's only doing because, like always, a businessman, and it's only for self. I mean, I hear stories that he said he tried to work with other so-called like-minded brothers, but they don't want to, work with him in a way, in a decision or mission he's trying to accomplish. But then again, we have to go back again. A lot of us, men, by default, brothers, don't want to even see or work amongst each other for just the simple things, much as power moves that is not only going to better ourselves, but us as the men of our race to prepare us for it in the 21st century. So I understand the frustration he might have came across why he's doing what he does, Yeah. But at the end of the day, he's doing what he feels is in his power for himself, and it goes back to the individual mindset. We have a problem as a people collective, and they're saying people cannot rise through individualism.
Okay,
it's never been done in history. A lot of people say, well, certain Europeans would no. As you look at when they make a power move, they make a power move for the collective. Whether they're the 1% or the other 99%. You get me?
I do get you. I want you to unfold as much as you can about it before I start asking questions.
Okay. Like, if you notice the power moves they make, right?
We still on Jay-Z in the NFL, right?
Yeah, Jay-Z. I hear rumor what people said he's doing this to obtain an NFL team, right? That's the rumor that's going, right?
A little bit.
But there was no confirmation that he's going to attain an NFL team. He might have a certain share, which is almost nearly half. I might be wrong. If you can correct me.
I done heard that be, a bunch of guesswork so far. One person told me just yesterday that it will probably be something like 1.5 of a percent, something really, really small. Percentage of the NFL. They don't believe it's any kind of large percentage at all. I would definitely don't. I doubt very seriously if it's anything like over 20% of that type of industry.
Okay. So, and I hear Killer Mike say he has a seat in the table too. I'm hearing a lot of these celebrities talking about say this is a good move because he's put in a seat of position of power, right? And for them. But when I look at us as a collective, when we do things, we don't do things by default for the collective. We do things because of our condition for individual mindset.
And
that's why
you applying to Jay-Z.
Yeah, he's doing it for himself because remember, he is now what we call a billionaire. He just
Okay.
grossed this year, a couple months ago. So any
Gotcha.
move he makes moving forward is only going to build himself and his empire for his
All right.
family and his children. You know,
And this is based on
Mhm.
either your personal observation of Jay-Z or your personal observation of just Black people as a community. This is what we do.
Well, I would say both, and the reason why I say both is because when we make moves, we're not really thinking of how is not only going to better myself, but how it's going to better us collectively with this move. Is it going to open the doors for many other Black men to eventually, if they don't own a team, that is going to give them inspiration that say, if I'm shut out through one market, then eventually I'll have to create my own again. And how can I? If I see that one man has stepped foot and is able to get to this point, that tells me I could do not only what he's doing, but I could do even better. You know what I'm saying?
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you mind?
Yes, go ahead. Let me see if I can
All right.
answer this question.
All right. So the question about, okay, I understand we have feelings. I have a thought pattern. You have a thought pattern about
Yes.
how Jay-Z, why Jay-Z is making his move. Do we know what Jay-Z is saying about his own move?
On his own move?
Yeah, like what has he said? Like, have you observed what he said of the reason for this move?
I'm not sure if there was an interview that he might explain it. I might not be sure because remember, Gab, I'm not really too much following worship celebrities. I go by I should really look into the move, but I'm not really into that celebrity world because I don't base my life through celebrities.
So that's not your okay.
Yeah.
So that's not your approach towards this subject. It's not that you like. So the reason I'm asking, I'm not trying to like trap you up on anything. I'm trying to like people do certain types of analysis. The way that I do analysis, and I'm only saying this, because we're in conversation. The way that I tend to do my analysis is to say, let me hear what the people are saying because that's how I heard about it. People started talking. So what are the people saying, right? And then I usually want to go and see, because I did this with Kanye West. What actually is Kanye West, or in this instance, what actually is the subject matter, the person whom they're talking about? Is there any material out there where he actually talks about it and entertains questions? So I did find the video. It's on Rock Nation. They just started a new channel for this called Rock Nation, YouTube channel.
Okay.
And it's a 45-minute conversation. And he's been talked to, it's a room full of, folks, Breakfast Club folks in there and a bunch of radio stations, and they're asking these questions that we're talking about. And Jay-Z and the other guy who owns part of the NFL or most of it are in there answering the questions. So that's when I got his perspective. And personally, I didn't have a problem with Jay-Z's personal, like his words about what he was doing. I thought were highly intelligent. But go ahead and continue. That's just, but your perspective is like, okay, you're dealing from a different angle. It's not from your personal observation of Jay-Z and what he's saying. You have another way of analyzing. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's so the way how I analyze it, when a Black person make a power move, by default, it's always how it could better me and my family. And everything else in regards to me, it'd be either second or non-existent. That's how I view it. You know what I'm saying? Because we live in a capitalist society, and to really function in this country, you have to operate through capitalism. Especially your brother or a sister that immense wealth, you have to operate like that. You're not supposed to think in regards, how it's going to better you always gotta say, get yours, and hope that I got mine, so you better get yours. There's a certain thinking, when it comes to us, when it comes in regards to any power moves. That's how I see it, But like I said, this is my perspective. It didn't really move me much. It did not really surprise me. You know,
Okay.
I mean that's how I see it. Now, at the end of it, if it grows in something better or more, then I say, okay, he probably proved me wrong. You know,
Okay. Yeah. So
maybe he could be,
you're
but like I
open
said
to it. Okay.
before,
Mhm. So I was saying that you
go
were
ahead, Gab.
open to, like, if anything changes, you're saying that you're open, like, if this is not what you initially thought and he proves us wrong, fine,
Mhm.
we give him a round of applause or something, right?
Exactly. Very
There we
good.
go. Okay.
Yeah. hmm All right. So that's the one thing that's the most buzzing thing. What else, if I can remember what else is buzzing? That's current events. Well, it's somewhat current events. There's a video right now circulating, and it was done by another YouTuber in regards to a 15-year-old black child.
Oh, yeah, I
I
covered
don't know
it.
if you heard about this.
Yeah, I did a story. I did one on a video on it the other day.
How recent you did this video?
2 days ago.
Okay.
It's on my other channel.
Now,
Mhm.
this is my thinking in regards to interracialism through black man and black woman when they swirl out their race. This is the danger that it poses for not only the women, but also pose just as much danger to us as men. You know, so we know we have other content creators that reveal what happens to us when we engage in these relationships with people that's not part of our race. We might not get the same not fair treatment, but we get something worse at the end of it. And I always look at, if I'm gonna entertain anything, it should be not only the girl as a family, but to any moves I do, it should be betterment to the community I'm surrounded with. You know, I should not be in this relationship and noticing I had to assimilate because the mate might not be part of my race, and I have to tone down either, of certain issues that plague against me, and I have a problem with it, is something I should be able to discuss with my mate without no problem, instead of cater to their feelings. Because at the end of the day, this mate that's either part of my race should have a fully understanding that when you enter this relationship, it's not because you like me, but you're entering into another culture or a subprime culture, And I think a lot of our people, when they enter these relationships, they're not really thinking about the subprime culture. They're entering it because they just want to assimilate, because that person is non-black.
Indeed.
So they're going to cater to not only their feelings, but make them feel even more comfortable. So that 15-year-old girl that got murdered by this demon was very heartbreaking. I was very sad at this point. It hurt me to know, say, the mother, and mind you, and I know black women are gonna hate me for this, but it makes me want to say, how much do we as parents care when our children feel that they're harmed and they express their hurt in a way from an opposite person that's putting either physical or any form of harm to them? That do we listen to them? Do we take time to listen to them? And remember, she's not the first. She is of many of our community today when it comes to our children. Indeed. There's also a video, if you notice, Gab, of another teenager confronting her mother, how the new boyfriend was actually touching her. As you said, it was a problem to address, and the mother, instead of listening and trying to find a way to deal with that problem, in her mind, she feels her own daughter is trying to take this boyfriend from her, like it's a competition, Indeed. So if they're thinking in that mentality, now a lot of people say that, well, some of these women are ratchet. Maybe so, but we got to go back to, this is how much do we care about our own children when people put harm to our children? Do we take the initial action to make a move to fix the problem, or we just going to let by and full hand say, well, I have no control, I don't know what to do? Because now it destroys the trust between child and parent, whether both or one or a single parent. And when children can't trust their own parents, they gonna flock to someone that will care and trust. It was just before she died, she was responding and having communication with her friend about her experience with her father.
Yeah.
So you tell me, and mind you, once a child is able to communicate to you, your child's not dumb. It knows what's happened to her, he or her. You get me?
Absolutely.
To sit there to neglect that and not do something, shame on you. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen to the mother because usually, because they have the evidence, because this is and I want people to listen to me good. We're using social media now. We're using Twitter, IG, Facebook, all these social media. We're putting our information out here where the system know what we say, what we do, all that stuff.
Indeed.
You tell me because this man, and mind you, this dude turned himself in after he killed her. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to do time in jail. We don't know. I can't speculate. But right. I will say this. What happens to this man? And what state this happened? Where's the state was? Was it Texas? What state was this?
It's in Union County, North Carolina.
Okay. Now, depending on how they deal with murder, rape, and stuff, I doubt they deal with death sentence in certain states because they start outlaw a lot of death sentence. You're aware of that, Gab?
Yeah, I'm not aware.
And the reason why they do this is because if they say they put the death penalty, for what reason? You know how many non-Black people be sentenced to death just for the ill crime that they do that they don't talk about in the media? Because this is their nature. This is their track record. A lot of them would be under the guillotine right now for just rape and murder. You know?
Yes, sir.
He did both. He was sexually abusing his daughter.
Yeah. And you know what? Yeah. You know what was interesting about that? I first heard this on my Top Buzz feed, right?
Yeah.
The first in fact, this is the article that popped up. It said that the Union County at the sheriff's office in Union County, which is in North Carolina, a man turns himself in after killing his daughter, right? And then articles later, like the same day, I start seeing that he was charged with the actual rape of her as well.
Yes.
So the other articles out here where it says raping and killing, and he slit her throat, bruh.
Yeah.
He choked her and slit her throat. 15 years old. Go ahead.
And the sick thing about this, and when I pause, I'm gonna log off the Zoom and put it on my other computer because I'm able to access my other computer with my studio. One thing I've noticed all this that he was doing this for God knows how long, you know. And this is my thing. There's no way in hell you could sit there, get sexually, traumatized, abuse, and hide it for a long period of time, without somebody taking action. Especially if, let's say, the mother, for a reason that they separate, there might be reasons why she separate, right? But to sit there, still let her get access, give her daughter to this man over the weekend, right? Was the weekend? Yeah.
I don't know what the date was of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the little girl, man. Continue.
Yeah. It was a problem because now your daughter already expressed that she felt uncomfortable being around her actual biological father. And for a mother to sit there, keep sending her to him, hurt me the worst, because at the end of the day, where does the line drop in regards when we really want to take the initiative to protect our children? I hear some women make some excuse why they keep the man away from their children, maybe so. And this is my thing. If the man you deal with, if you don't vet him properly, ladies, is found to be all the above what this dude does, then it's only in your right to not only separate from the man, but take your child far away from a state where this dude has no access to you or your children ever again. You should not be staying in the same state you're in. No, this particular person has done this or has a history of doing something like this. It is your duty to get the hell out of Dodge. Go somewhere else. If he's gonna try to fight you, well, anyway, you fight it. And mind you, because women have it more easy in the system in regards to the custody of children, she could easily fought that and not only won that, but gone to a different state.
Somebody said, I think I just read, and they said she fought him. Auntie Wanda was saying that they said she fought him.
Like physically or in the state? Why?
I don't know.
Auntie
Wanda, if you
Wanda.
hear that, if you know the answer, Wanda, answer that for us.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Channel.
So that's my thing, Gab. And I try to keep up to current events as best as possible. But when you come across someone does a live stream or you find it on the Yahoo Mail, if they post that of this incident, it's disturbing. It's scary. It
is,
and
man.
this is my thing. But I don't advocate us interracial swirl other race people because, to be honest, Black people, we are the bottom of the totem pole. And the only time any race of people that's going to deal with us are one of two things. Either they're outcasts of their own community or is for whatever procreation means, or we got money, they'll deal with us. But in regards to dealing with us as civil people to build a family and be harmless, that's not in their nature. I don't give a crap what somebody said that they have good with some person that's not part of the race. That's not in them because there's always something that they gain messing with us. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
They gain something. We don't gain nothing out of this, both men and women. I don't care if the non-Black person you're dealing with might have money. He's still going to gain some. You're not.
Right.
Matter of fact, if he has money and he has that type independent, if he's lame or he's the alpha, what you call it, he has things that, will protect his wealth, and you're not going to be in the picture. And not only that, if he has children with you, obviously like the poor little girl that got killed, we don't know how her future would have turned out. She could have probably, intermingled with a non-Black person, or she might stay with the Black race. Who knows? I tell you one thing: if she was sexually abused and she was still alive and she came out of it, I doubt she would sit there and say, "I want a man just like my father." She'll find somebody that's something not other, because she experienced this. That's why you hear a lot of mulattoes that come through two different race of parents. Some of them by default will have to go back to the Black race because they're not looked at as anything else. They're not even respected in the society. If they are, they'll use them. But it's going to be a point where if it's going to perpetuate another race of people where, okay, we're dying off, so we need the numbers. Not we need numbers, but we need to create a new set of white people. Because we know that if we intermingle with somebody that is non-white, the chances are that child, because we run society and we still control them mentally, they're going to continue to procreate white, and eventually we'll have a new set of white people with a little tan that will keep them around this earth a little longer. I mean, a little longer, because there's no guarantee you're going to be on this earth for long. Indeed. The universe don't work like that.
Indeed. Hey, give me one sec. Hey, fam, I know RBR, like this is a guest of mine regularly. Don't, unless there's some real shit going on, like he's calling somebody some kind of crazy name or something.
Oh, he called me racist?
No, I don't know what he might have called this man, but he can call me whatever he wants.
Oh, God. RBR is a trip, man.
Yeah, leave RBR alone, man. He's usually not too offensive. This, kind of let me know if he's you said he was into some sick. Oh yeah, the guy. She's talking about the story. Yeah, you can see it in the guy's eyes. Yeah, RBR, if you're still here, man, I modded you up. I don't know why you weren't already modded up on this one. But you're modded up, bro. So nobody can block you. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, let me see if I can back off this big screen. I want to share my studio. Give me a second. You could take a brief commercial.
Okay. So, fam, what I'm gonna do? This is Chaos's channel. I want his channel to grow while he's here. I'm watching to see if anybody else is plugging in, and y'all are not doing. You're not being supportive here. I see his count grew only by 1 or 2 since he's been on here. Give the brother an opportunity to impress you. You can always turn off the notification bell if he's not. All right. So but give them a shot there. So what I'm gonna do also is take you guys to my other channel just so that you can see what that looks like. It doesn't have my photo, anything. It's kind of generic for the most part, but I'm gonna show you. Was it? It's called Real Conversations. I may give it another name. It's Real Conversations by GTM, which is Gab Talk Media, and there it is. It's right there. I only have 248 subscribers over here. There's the video I did on what he's talking about, the story. Lost another one. 67 views. I did one on a Kenyan gospel singer who was caught in a bathing suit, and they put pressure on her in Kenya to take the picture off of her Instagram account because they were trying to, they said it was an inappropriate message for Christianity. So she did it. She complied. Now, either what was interesting for me to learn, or what would be interesting for me to learn, is whether or not she did it because she was convicted by them, or whether she did it because she just couldn't deal with the social pressure. So this is her, and this is her in the mirror. This was the other shot that they's like, look, that's too much for the Instagram account. Now I will say that on her Instagram account, she was leaning in that direction anyway, even if there's nothing but a bunch of stretch pants. That girl got stretch pants. That girl got stretch pants. So she was wearing them. She was headed in this direction, in my opinion. So what's interesting to note is she pulling the Amber Rose over there in Kenya, where she's trying to open up the culture to be more free about how women represent themselves. And I'm against it. She should respect, allow the Kenyan folks to hold it down the way they've been holding it down, and don't push them into this modern day culture. I don't agree.
Amber Rose?
Nah, this woman here. Her name is what is her name?
Okay.
Her name is Nika the Queen. It's actually one C. I got two C's here, but it's Nika or Nika the Queen, and she's a gospel singer in Kenya. Are you ready, bro? To go back to
yes. Give me one more minute because I'm trying to get my slasher.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, China, for doing that. China, it's hard to find, like when I do the @ symbol and try to type your name in there, it never finds you because of the kind of characters you're using. I will have to copy and paste so that your name will be highlighted when I say something back to you. It's all good, but just I don't know if anybody ever told you that. You know how you can usually hit the @ sign and type 2 letters of the person's name, and it will allow you to select their name. And for some reason, your characters are not recognizable. Brian says, I can't find her either. Yeah, she's using some different type of characters that don't allow people to find you. And that's a little, people like to be able to zoom in on you. It feels unfriendly. Just a little bit of feedback from your boy. But I know that's not what she's intending.
Okay.
She's an artist. I see China as an artist. So anyway, come on, bro. Let me let you.
All right. So that's the one thing that kind of hurt me most. And to be honest with you, because I know a lot of people, take liking of, this one drop rule. I have my own opinions on it. I don't go in it too much. I look at it at the end of the day, the way how the world's shaped right now, if you're going to entertain and procreate outside race, one thing you should know, do this, that you have to put and teach your child everything about the world and the importance of themselves, to know and let them know the truth that say, because you have a partial black blood in me, that you're not going to be accepted by many people, you know. Now, through the stage of
What is the one drop
yeah,
rule? What's the one drop rule for those who might not understand? For those who might come into
well, you know, the one drop rule was, if I could say, was a creation of the early 1600s, maybe 16, 1700s. It was created by, you know, other European men, thinkers,
Mhm.
but they created to, you know, distinguish between the races in regards to, you know, procreation,
Mhm.
because they don't want to have a set of people to
Mhm.
intermingle with their society that either is going to be for them or against them. Because, you know, when you start messing with sex and you start procreating outside your race,
Mhm.
you're creating somebody else, a totally new breed, you know, that
Mhm.
could be potential. And this is my thing with a lot of Europeans, why they do it. And I might get pushback for this. They have an understanding of people that come back through the spiritual world, through different bodies. And they feel if they procreate with someone that's not part of the race, they potentially will bring back either one of their ancestors or somebody that is part of that race answer, was particularly like the African race. You
Mhm.
know, this is my assessment,
Indeed.
and I think they figured this out centuries ago when they started to come to rise of power. Second to, you know, remember, we all know the Arabs were the ones that started slave trade before the Europeans got the strength to come in back in, you know, 1500s. You know,
Okay. Mhm.
so I think they have a idea what it will happen, what it'll encompass, what it will do. So what they do to protect themselves is they created this thing called the one drop rule.
Indeed.
They created for their not only self-preservation, but protect their so-called, you know, inner society, so we don't have a confusion.
Mhm.
Because one thing in warfare, if people understand warfare, is confusion. If you confuse a set of people, you will win more than half the battle,
Mhm.
because now you're not centered into who's who. You get me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my. So let me say, let me figure out how to share this my studio. Yeah, but yeah, so that's my thing with the one drop rule. So what else? What other stories are out here that and I should wrote this down before I come in, but I wasn't really thinking much about it. Um, Another thing, I know you talk about this on your own stream, Gap, about, you know, black and female relationships.
Okay.
You if you remember the conversation we had, Gab, in regards to, you know, not only a man's role, but what does a man see himself down the line? You know, does he see himself just to fuck around in the world
Mhm.
in regards to procreate, or, you know, having this random sex with women, or there's a stage in his life where he has to start building a foundation for not only himself, but what he's going to pass down, legacy. You know,
Indeed.
these things not being brought up or nurtured with our boys enough for the past maybe 20, 30, I would say almost 40 years, over 40 years now, you know?
Mhm.
And the reason I say is because we look at the issues with Black love, that is constructed and things are put in place politically to continue this constant divide between Black man, Black woman in this country.
Mhm.
And potentially they want to stretch it globally, because they know that if they continue to have us fight for a reason, either ideology or in regards to the roles we should be playing, then they already, that battle is already won, you know?
Mhm.
So, like I said before, with Black love, whether people see it good or bad, it is on a constant attack. And one good book that explained the future of where it's going, as I find it, give me a second, because I like to reference certain books that people could look at and get access to. It's titled The Endangered Black Family, Coping with the Unsexualization and Coming Extinction of the Black Race by Nathan and Julian Hair. You ever read the book?
Absolutely.
Now, why I'm bring because I know black people we don't like to read. I understand this, and you know what Amos was said back in late 80s or early 90s was anytime when when black people get across a book, their head hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like mysteriously, you get this headache when you have to turn the pages of a simple book. Just the thought that you had to open a book and read a page, you start getting migraines. Say my head hurts every time, and I know the feeling. I understand. I never had these headaches because, like always, I was not much a reader. I started to take liking to read, and I should make more time to read more. But what I've learned that everything through my development, become only one man, that it comes in time, in stages, in a process for the growth. And as I get older, and I start to really discover more material, I start to really say, let me look into some books or make the attempt to start reading, right? And one thing I've discovered, the one book that really opened my eyes a bit, and I'm not sure people could relate to me with this, is the book is titled Black Root Science. You familiar with that?
Nope.
Oh, if anybody can get a hold of that book, I recommend people look into that book. Black Root Science. Let me see if I can share my my YouTube studio. Hold on. Okay, shows it. Okay, so let me see if it'll share this. Y'all can see it?
Let me look.
Let me see if
I'm on my YouTube. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
I see it. Along with your DJ.
So we don't have to keep looking for a black screen.
I can see your DJ stuff too.
Yeah. So we don't stop looking at black screen. Black Root Science was written by.
Move your DJ equipment out of the way.
Oh, see, let me see if I can do that.
Front of it. Yeah.
Oh,
arrange it so it comes to the front.
To the front? Yeah. I had to mess around with it. Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Oh, yeah. I know you're talking about. I think I can move it. Let me see if I can move it from this. Yeah.
Yeah. You move it down in your whatchamacallit section.
Yeah.
Down where it says sources.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm moving now right now with my mouse, so I'm not sure if you'll see the process of it moving.
Yeah, but you could put it behind it, like if you go down to where sources is, just put that on top. Put the one that is the art you want to show. Move it to
you just want to see the no. It's actually this is my whole OBS setup. That's
okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just showing the whole OBS set what it looks like when you see me go live. This is what it looks like for now. It's a projection.
Indeed.
But anyway, like I said before, with Black Love and with Black Root Science, this brother goes into science from not only a Muslim perspective but just in general about the universe. What is the numbers? It explains it all in that book. The book I think is 500 pages, maybe 300, 400 pages, but it's an excellent read because he explains it so it's like a child could understand it. So when I read that book, it opened my eyes to the possibility of what else is out there in books, and that I think started my journey to start looking for information. Because I tell people many times, all it takes is one particular book. And that's all you need. And once you like that book or anything, it's gonna open you up for other information out there. For those who are not avid readers. So my advice to people that's trying to get their children to read, get them a particular book that they will like. Once they love it, you get them one more book. And after that, you present them with something more challenging. You have to nurture them. You have to groom to start to like to read, because this society, yes, they in schools like public school or what they call other form of school systems, they're supposed to teach your children how to read and do math also. But we all know on the average, most of our children are not reading at level. On the average, some parents say they get the children at level, but by default, your children in the society is not supposed to be at level, because if education was that serious, it would not be almost bottom last in regards to how much they spend on education. In this country, we are not really on top of education that we seem we are. Everybody from Asia, Africa are exceeding through education very fast. Up here, it's almost like the bottom. Unless you have respectful parents that fight on you and get on you, so you know the basics, reading, writing, arithmetic. But as a society, is not allowed. And the reason why I say this, and this is my perspective, I want people not to chastise this, because if you have a society of people that are literate and can do the basics real well, that side cannot be easily controlled.
Okay.
End of story. So the fools you see out here in society, you're seeing a crumbling, falling empire. Because if they really educate American people where they should be, American people will now see the real writing in the wall of where this country is really going. That's my assessment of the reality. I see it.
Indeed.
So yeah,
RBR
that's
wants to correct you.
what do you want to say? What that old fool want to say?
He wants to correct you. He says that's pure nonsense. Of course, the people who hate us because we're black have far more influence than blacks. You don't hate blacks because you're black, just because it's written down. Fuck out of here. All right.
Well, RBR, if that was the case, your so-called first mulatto president would emphasize heavy on education. And not only that, but not open the doors for a lot of black men if he really cared. But obviously, the first thing he did when he came to office, and y'all should check out Taz's video. He kind of laid out what he did when he first 4 years in office. He did a lot for people that were sexually confused, LGBT, gave him a lot of rights. Some that they don't even fight for. They don't put no money into it. Yeah. But they get all these rights. Interesting.
I think even RBR gives him an L for that.
Yeah.
RBR is a fair guy.
Yeah, he's a fair guy. So, but like I said before, no one gets in any position or any office without any agenda that's going to be a benefit for the people that pays the money to this country and to the policy they want pushed, going to be up in there. So, if he was going to be one of the last so-called black presidents in office, I wouldn't be mad or sad, to be honest with you, because it's already shown prevalent. Like, who said it best? Marcus Garvey said this on his speech, and I did a series on that, a live stream on that last week, in regards when they asked him about a president for the United States. He said it will never happen, because America is run and structured by non-black people. Period. If he's up there, it's only to suit the comfort for them. Period. If it's not, he would not even got that far. Just by putting any policy that will better fit black people would have been a red flag. So they vet these people very wisely who gets in office. Kamala Harris will do no different if they decide, say, we're gonna put this so-called hybrid mulatto as a female president of the United States. And we all know the track record of Kamala Harris. She's been putting a lot of black men and probably women, but black people in general in her state of California under the bus, put them in jail, all this stuff,
Indeed.
So if she gets in there, you know what the hell she's gonna do. She's gonna put the dagger on all ADOS permanently, And isn't it ironic? The most people that is running for office that say they're black come from two different racial parents and don't really have an actual experience through centuries of enslavement. You ever notice that?
No, I didn't pay attention that deep.
Yeah, I want people to pay attention to that. The ones that they put in front to run for like the highest office, which is presidency, that is non-white. This is their track record. If you really look into it,
that I'm
the star to discover. That's one thing I discovered. Anytime they start putting like somebody's running for office, Gab, that's not white. And the reason I'm using non-white instead of using like the regular terms, I want to change the language a little bit for tonight's discussion. Non-white is because by default, if they come from two different racial parents, they're gonna be more catered to one side, which is the dominant society by default.
Indeed.
So that's one thing I picked up on, and I want people to start picking on it. And like I said, if they run, anybody's running for office, you ask them the tangible question. If they can't give you a reasonable answer or something that they could put in that will be better,
Right.
you don't say, "Oh, thank you, sir or madam," but we're not gonna give you my vote. I'm not giving you my vote because the policy put is not in favor of me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it simple. That's
Indeed.
all. Um,
Yeah. No,
yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
this
Yeah.
is no, absolutely great. We got through more stories than I definitely than I thought we would. I know we beyond the time that we allotted, but I know we got a couple hiccups and beyond our time. Can we wrap it up with a final one, like within the next 5?
Well, I will say this in regards to wrap up the black male female relationships. I'm gonna tell this to the men because I'm a man myself. If you over the age of mid-20s or going 30s, you as a black man, if you're not thinking of starting a family or settle down, I advise you as you reach your mid-20s going on to your 30s to start thinking and
Mm-hmm.
start not only plan, but start picking the mates that you could narrow down that potential will fit that boat. Now, black man, do not sit there, procrastinate, and keep fucking around for years and years, even up to your mid 30s, or hell, even going to your 40s,
Mm-hmm.
and talking about you are this and you're exploring options. No, you as a man, you're supposed to not only build structure, but set a foundation to pass down something. And usually a family will fit the boat with children to start pass down something. Because other race people, they think on legacy and pass down something. What they condition the black man today, not only here in North America, but I would say globally, is not to think pass down nothing and
Mm-hmm.
not build nothing structurally if you don't have a family right. They want the black man by default in mass numbers to continue to not only procrastinate, but breed up any woman as possible and not take and build families with that woman you're dealing with. And that is a problem because that's messiness, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because now what has happened, you've seen the byproducts of what you're doing. You're
Mm-hmm.
leaving the children that come out of this, they sometimes don't want nothing to do with men, most likely, and don't want to deal with the race. Especially if you mess with somebody that's non-black.
Right. Let me read one quick pushback on what you said earlier
Good, push back, please.
regarding education.
Okay.
O'Shea Lennox says, I don't agree with Chaos's opinion on this more education thing. Many are very educated people do some of the most hideous crimes.
Okay.
Is that fitting anything that you
Can you give an example? It'll be helpful if possible. And please be quick because Gab's time is precious.
yeah. O'Shea, let me do this. I'll let you on real quick to say what you need. Are you okay with that, Chaos?
Yeah, he could explain it so we could get a better feel because to write in the chat, I don't follow. So if he could explain it, articulate in a way where it makes sense and I could understand it.
Yeah, I need a little more too. Yeah, I need a little more too. So
and as we wait, for those that's watching GabTalkMedia, please subscribe, like his videos, and please like this video right here because, as you know, I'm not sure where the position YouTube's taking with a lot of content creators, either black or white, that either some of us could be shadow banned. I hear about this rumor about it. I didn't want to believe it, but it does exist. So, like any person that's putting out content, I have to do things differently now and have to go to other outlets to try to, draw people in now. I cannot depend on a platform like this and hope to grow. To grow on this platform, I'm listening to me, good black people. You're going to do nonsense. BFF, all this stuff. These are things people are meditating on. That's not going to perpetuate or push us forward as a race moving forward. we had to start putting out content that's going to get us to think and help probably maybe give us a skill or do something. We had to do something different because we have a lot of time to entertain ourselves, but knowing we live in very tough times and we don't not sure when this country is going to still be stable or collapse anytime, we can't afford to mess around. I'm telling you right now. And Cerulean has revealed this, and BJS and all these guys have been talking about this for years now. So the playtime's over. That's all I gotta say. I don't want to sit here trying to continue to entertain y'all. I don't have the time and luxury to do it, and you don't have time either. Is he coming up, Gab?
He didn't say anything. However,
Real brother. Yeah, real brother's here.
Brother. Yeah, real brother can address.
No.
He might not want to deal with a real brother. He might want to deal with O'Shea.
All right, you got 2 minutes. Talk.
Okay. First of all, yeah, you're just wrong. You're going by a majority. Who prints the books? Who printed Hitler's book and put it out there for everybody to see? So what I'm saying is, yeah, the racists who hate us because we're black, they make books, movies, and all kind of bullshit. And it's meant to what? Help us? No, meant to kick us out of the country and make America white again. To buy into it? No argument.
America was the
no,
you said America
that's a lie.
White.
What you're about to say, that's a goddamn lie. The African civilization, what race is the African civilization created by? Who created the African civilization? What race?
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is he talking about? You know, black people didn't create Africa. White people did. It's in some book, Tarzan. It's in the book Tarzan that white people created Africa. And they are the king of Tarzan was the king of the jungle. It's a goddamn lie.
So let me ask you a question. Stop right there. So you're saying that white people came up with the term Africa, right?
No, I'm saying that white people are lying about creating African civilization. They're lying. And you only believe them because you think they're superior, which is another lie they started. Any argument, chaos, any argument.
1 second, O'Shea's here. I'm gonna let him explain because I'm sure, and I'm not
telling too much goddamn truth.
Sir, I'm not gonna entertain tonight. You can please.
Hang on, RBR. I don't see O'Shea though, but go ahead, O'Shea.
I see him right here on my screen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see him now. Okay, I'm sorry. O'Shea, can we hear you?
What's good, O'Shea Lennox?
He didn't have his mic set up yet.
All right.
Continue with.
Oh no, I hear somebody.
Okay, go ahead. O'Shea, can we hear you yet?
Yeah, it seems like
I hear you.
Yeah.
We got you.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you were saying.
Hold on 1 quick second. I gotta mute the other screen on it.
Oh, okay.
Give me a second.
RBR coming up here lying, man.
Yeah.
Lying that 2 + 2 is 4.
No, but you're right. We know and understand that they didn't create African civilization. I know that.
Do you really think Africans came to the North America and Europe and created a Martian civilization? Or do you think they created the only civilization they had known, which would be an African one? So see, what we're seeing is whenever you make an argument, he thinks because the majority of the Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan are making the argument that he's making, that him and O'Shea Lennox and 99% of the black idiots on YouTube are buying into, that white people are superior and we have to let them kill everybody. Now, what I'm saying is no argument goes unchallenged. They got to block me and ban me and all kind of stupid ass shit. No, if your argument is that weak that you have to ban somebody who's telling you the goddamn truth, then your argument is weak and you shouldn't be in no position to mislead the black idiots on YouTube who believe any lie that some white person puts in a goddamn book. The truth of the matter is no argument should go unchallenged. And the argument that African people created this myth of white supremacy and developed the Nazi party is bullshit.
Are you saying that Chaos has you blocked?
No, I'm saying whoever was blocking me earlier so I can't send you no super chat money.
Oh, okay.
Whoever they're that idiot.
Let me correct you, RBR. The super chat button has nothing to do with you being blocked or hidden from the channel. If you
of course it does.
They can't block you from that. If you send money for super chat, anybody can see your message.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true.
Been on YouTube long enough.
I've been on YouTube long enough too. I'm damn good and well. When I'm blocked, I cannot send a super chat. which is
I don't
what
know about that. I know some people that block still
Well,
send.
no, you know that you've never been blocked because you're pushing the same white supremacy myth that the damn Nazis and the Ku
Oh,
Klux
trust
Klan
me,
are
I get blocked, but I
That's
don't go
why.
to their stupid sites. What the hell I want to do with Caucasoids? Come on, man.
No, I didn't say caucasoids. The black idiots on YouTube are saying the same argument that you and O'Shea are bringing. 99% of black people on YouTube, Taz, all the guys,
Which O'Shea?
all of them, all the O'Sheas, they all believe in this myth of white supremacy, and they're pushing this conservative lie, this ADOS lie that the Russians came up with to disqualify Democratic candidates. We live in a two-party system, which means we have the racists, the Republicans, and then we have the white supremacists with the Democrats, and then we have the Obama coalition, which is 96% of black people, because white people didn't vote for him because they hated him because he was black. So we are of a Obama Democrat. We ain't Bernie and the communists and Antifa and all these Nazis. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but these black fools that call themselves conservatives, these coons who are pushing ADOS, Yvette Carnell and Tone Talk, that are pushing racist tropes and Russian memes, these are the black idiots that think that they should be in charge. And you shouldn't. Your arguments have to be challenged, no different than if the Nazis were making the argument themselves. And Chaos Reign doesn't want to do that. He just wants to accept the argument that the white people are offering, that black people are degenerate and inferior and ought not exist. So let the white people kill him, because they're going to spare Chaos Reign because he's such a nice black guy. The hell up out of here. It's a goddamn lie. If they kill us, they're killing you.
Yeah. When are you coming to the show for an interview?
I would love to, but like I said, man, people don't want the truth. Chaos don't want you interviewing me because I'm not a conservative. I haven't joined the Klan. I don't have the red Make America White Again hat on.
All right. So
Can
listen.
you show us your hat, Chaos? Can we see the hat?
Let me turn it back into to Chaos's hands. Just let him close out.
Linux, are you ready, sir? Because time's
I'm here. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you good now.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, like I was saying about this whole more education is the key. Now, number one, you will have to define what education you're talking. If you're talking about just man education, then you're gonna always be losing, because see, look, some of the most heinous crimes in the world have been committed by people that was very well educated. A lot of these serial killers and stuff we talk about, most of these were not your average high school dropout. These people were highly intelligent, highly intelligent. And you have a lot of people, lawmakers, and you have a lot of people, like the white guy that they got accused of all this, the sexual, accused of these sexual crimes. Weinstein. You say, look, I don't know exactly what his educational level is, but I very seriously doubt a man that could build a multi-billion-dollar business is considered a dummy.
Who we talking about? Are we talking about Jay-Z on this one?
No, I said Weinstein. Epstein.
Oh, Epstein. Okay, got you.
Yeah, these are not. Look, I don't think anybody would accuse this man of being.
No, he's
being some dummy.
Yeah, he's dumb. Yeah, he's dumb.
So when you
why he ended up killed dead in jail. Of course, he's dumb.
So
he was just white.
All right, we get it, man. Everybody hate us because we black.
Yeah, he's
not good
because he's white. Okay, he's raping 14-year-old girl. He can die in jail.
Look, we get it.
Around the country killing people, raping.
All right,
Gab, being smart about it. What the fuck is wrong with these coons?
Okay. So this is Chaos's show. Let me allow him to close out, fam.
Yeah.
So I can get with my fam, and RBR we'll hook up this weekend. Maybe
I appreciate it. All right.
Tomorrow morning.
To answer O'Shea Lennox, and yes, brother, you're right. A lot of people that's committing the most crime or hence are quote unquote educated. But I always been saying this for quite a long time of what is this thing they call education? Are we educated or trained? In this society, when we look at education through our understanding, we're looking at you get a degree, particularly a bachelor's degree or higher, and then you take that degree and work for somebody. You get me? This far of understand Black people take as education, regardless they don't want to admit it or not, but that's what it is. When I say educated, to be fair, that we have to, if I want to be honest, we have to look at education and look and accept it what it is. Now, reading Amos Wilson's work and any other scholars, I've come to the conclusion that for us to turn this thing around, we're going to have to throw away all that stuff and say, if we're going to do anything, it should better propel the race we're in now. Because other people, when they go in these institutions, they not only better themselves, but also push forward the race. We had, as a collective, as a race people, God started doing the same. It's not a requirement, it's a must now in the 21st century. The way how things are being automated now, and how they're finding ways now to not only control populations, which they have done, and they want to see population now decline now and decrease more, accelerate. They're doing everything possible to be what we call the last man standing, or you hear from the Highlander quote, there could only be one. This is what other groups of men are thinking and trying to move forward. So in closing, and hope we'll do this again soon, Gab. Check me out on my YouTube channel. I have a Twitter I put in the chat room at Chaos Reign 7. If you want questions or you think of any topics I should talk about or articles that you want me to talk about on my live stream, I'll give perspective through my Twitter. That's where you could send the questions easier.
Okay.
I do have Facebook. I create a Facebook page for the channel. I'm still trying to get the kinks in that. Next time I'll reveal that. But over that, I appreciate the time that you brought me on. And like I said, I'm just a person, a content creator, just trying to grow and bring information and, bring a different element to the YouTube. That's all, I'm not going to get rich over this. You know what I'm saying? I do have a Cash App. If people want to donate to the channel itself, I appreciate it. I can't, I don't know if I could put it on here. You could probably put that in the description, Gab, if possible. But that, as far as I see the direction of the remainder of the year moving forward. What you said?
Yeah, your channel name. Yeah, I'll definitely your link to your channel. I'll definitely do that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Thank you, Gab, and like always, let the chaos reign.
Who was that?
No, that's me. That's my closing.
Oh, I was like, which one of those guys did that, man? Say it again. Do it again.
You never heard my closing? Yeah, that means you're not watching my channel, Gab. No, you just viewing the. Hey, you watch the whole stream, man.
Not to the end, man. I never heard your closing. Do it again.
Man, that's my closing.
Can you do it again?
Yeah.
Are you able to do it again?
Well, y'all want to do it again? All right. Let the chaos reign.
Are you doing that live with your own voice, or is that a recording?
That's me. That's my voice.
Oh, that was good, huh? Okay. Yeah. Hey, well, that's what's up, man. We managed to keep about 20 to 25 people on here tonight at a time. I appreciate your and just for so for your knowledge, I only get about 30 folks on here at a time usually, man, unless it's somebody that they are crazy about. So I don't, I guess it's a thing of style here and whether I have the right guess, but that's what it is for me. So it wasn't bad in terms of numbers. So I appreciate you coming through. Of course, this is not our last time having a conversation. With that said, man, until next time, this is Gab from GabTalkMedia. I'm going to put the link to Brother Chaos Reign's channel in the description box, as I should have had set up before I started. However, it will be there momentarily. Thanks, bro, for coming through. And I want to thank everybody in the chat, the moderators, RBR and O'Shea. I appreciate y'all for coming on upstairs and following up on your with your questions.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. To those that what was the I know people were leaving comments. Did they give an answer which book they want me to dedicate a stream to read? Boy. I'm not sure if I would say you could put it on the community tab on YouTube, but YouTube is going to remove certain components now in September. Like the what they call it, the messenger. It will no longer
Yeah, I
exist
saw
next
that.
week.
I saw that notice.
So
I hope
this
it's
what
not.
yeah, go
Mhm.
ahead. This one I want you to do, Gab.
Mhm.
After tonight's show, if anybody that catches broadcast, put that question out there. And if hopefully by the end of the weekend I get a number of which people prefer, and I'll probably dedicate that because I'm trying to figure out which one I'm gonna do. I was really leaning on the falsification of African centered consciousness more than the Black and Black Lines, but they're two good books. But I just want to focus on which one to deal with. So I hope people in the community on YouTube world could give me a better answer which one they want, and I'll make that happen.
All right. Well, will do. And let's talk again soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I will I'm going to go ahead and close out. Where you hanging out at tonight?
I don't know. I'm not sure who's on right now. I have to check my YouTube page now, see who's on. Let me check right now. If it's somebody, I might just pop up on some people's stream.
Yeah.
Gab, I appreciate you letting me up here, man.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry, O'Shea. I thought you hung up or something. Okay, no, yeah, absolutely, O'Shea. You damn near got an open invitation, man. As long as I'm not doing something specific. Like tonight was kind of specific. This is something that me and Chaos have been talking about doing, and I'm glad we have finally had an opportunity to do it. And bro, you welcome, man. I'm always appreciative of your perspective. So, and you're always respectful as well. So, that almost guarantees a person an invitation back on my show.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that.
You're not like RBR, man.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody like RBR.
Wait a minute,
thank God for that. Woo!
Why is his thing not blue? Like, is he using different channels?
Who, RBR?
Yeah.
He might be.
I made him a moderator and it went back to maybe he's using that gotta be a different channel. All right. Anyway. All right. So yeah, I see that J Speed is another person that I like to listen to, man. He has a stream up called I caught my neighbor having sex with my best friend's wife right now. So I might go see what he's talking about over there. So that's the deal. I know Taz he probably still up talking about, ADOS and stuff. And
Taz them be up all night.
all night, boy. All night.
Dog.
Seriously. I see that Rude Imp is on too. Rude Imp is on. I also see Black Brain Trust is on.
The Black Brain Trust these are a variety of Black men doing some interesting things. They're revealing what's going on in the world through a lengthy stream on their channel and talking about technology and things geopolitical. I advise most people that that don't follow or listen to the Black Brain Trust, they should give them a try, a little bit too.
Yeah, they talking about the what do you call it? The Mustang GT 500. They're talking about that right
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely jump over there right now. I'll see y'all later.
I got to get those. Me and brother have been talking about doing shows for the longest. I got to grab brother too, man. So with that said, man, let me go and get up out of here, man. I gotta go talk to my wife, man. I haven't talked to my wife real good all day. So let me do that. That's how you stay married, fam. I'm trying to learn from my wife how to stay married, man. All right.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, I'm out. Peace, y'all.